I'm Georgia from Wall of Sound, and today we're here with Johnny from Bilmuri.
Hello.
Firstly, welcome to Australia.
It's great to be here.
You've arrived in Sydney on a very miserable day, and I do apologise about that. But
That's okay, dude. It's been sunny every day here otherwise. So,
Yeah.
where I'm from, it's overcast quite a bit. So, it's all good.
Well, just to start off with, it was already monumental to see, all these shows take off in the UK the way they did. They sold out so quickly, and all the shows sold out. But this is a trend that hasn't stopped. This entire Australian leg has either sold out or has been heavily upgraded venue-wise. What is it like to see this demand lingering from country to country?
I feel like I really deserve it. No, I'm kidding. I feel like this should happen to. No, it's amazing, dude. I was telling my booking agent, like, he called me the night before and he was like, "Are we doing something stupid?" And I was like, "Dude, I think it's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And to see how it's sold out, it's just been unreal. I mean, we were all texting each other like, "This is sold out. It's been 10 minutes. Like, do we upgrade?" And then we
Yeah.
upgrade, and it's like, "This is sold out."
Yeah.
So honestly, it's been incredible. Yeah,
And how have the crowds been so far?
great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. Yeah, Australians are just a bunch of bros, dude. It's just a country full of bros. I love it.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I've got basically the same general vibe as most Australians.
Yeah. No, I think that you're definitely an honorary Australian.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Now, Bilmuri isn't a new spectacle. You guys you've been around since the dawn of time,
That's
also
right.
known as 2016.
Yes, that's right.
Experimenting and grinding away. It seems as though American motorsports is where people really have collected themselves with you. What do you think was different about this album that saw people drawn to this?
It was better music.
Yeah.
No, I think like I I did a lot of like searching through the Bill Murray catalog and seeing what makes it special and what is just like nonsense that I'm adding in that doesn't really matter. And I got rid of all the nonsense and really focused on making the simple things as quality as possible. So a lot of the ways that I wrote the music was, usually I would write like a mid song and then I would add the most insane production and be like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, if the song is great with just strummed guitar and vocal, then it'll be great no matter what else I put on it.
Yeah.
And I really like focused on that, making sure that just with the guitar it's good, and then after that's good, then we add all the other stuff.
Absolutely. And I guess in saying all that, at the time of recording, did you have a little bit of a hunch that maybe this was going to be the one?
No, because the last record I was like, this is the one that's gonna take me to the top, and it just didn't do like what I wanted to. So I feel like in a great way I kind of approached motorsports from like a lot more of a humble heart, and was just like, I'm gonna try everything I can do in my power to make the very best music that I can, and wherever it ends up is wherever it ends up, and I'm really grateful that it did end up where it did, but I wasn't trying to like, make it to the top.
Yeah.
I was really just focused on the work, and I think that's what makes it great.
Yeah. And it's also really funny when you do look at this album, you're combining two genres which many people would say are on the opposite ends of the spectrum, metal and country. And as a metalhead who lives on a farm, we are out there,
That's right.
I guess for you though, what is the biggest binding factor between these two genres that kind of allowed you to put them together seamlessly?
Well, I can't say that I was like the first one to do it. So, I was the first one. It's all my idea. No, I would start to hear like certain sounds because I'm obsessed with country music. So I started to hear things like maybe 2020 that were like, that's like kind of metal.
Yeah.
So Michael Hardy is one of the first people I heard do it, where he had this one song, Boots, where it's like straight country song, but in the bridge he hits like a breakdown riff, and I was like, this dude knows what's going on. Like, you can tell when someone makes heavy music that they know the world and when they don't. And I was like, he knows the world.
Yeah.
Like he's in it. So I actually was lucky enough to meet him in like 2022 and hung out with him, and he is from the world. And so that song really kind of was the beginning of me like okay, this sound actually works together really well.
Yeah.
And, maybe I can just take it and dial in the heavy side a little bit more um, extreme or whatever, or maybe just add my spin onto it. But that was kind of the initial inspiration for the record. I was like, this is a cool sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's really interesting as well because obviously the record's very dichotomous, but Bilmuri in itself is as well. You guys hide behind this kind of culture of, meme and bros, yet when you strip back the music, it's like a sucker punch to the gut emotionally. Do you think hiding behind sometimes these memes, it's a bit easier to connect and present yourself in front of a big crowd?
I think that's just my personality. I'm just like, I like having fun. I like making jokes on the outside and screwing around. But, on the inside, it's like make music. So, you're kind of sad.
Yeah.
We're all kind of sad at various times. It's a very high, low type situation in my brain. So I think that, which is cool, comes through in the music. It's like very much a replication of my personality. So
Yeah. And I guess going back a little bit, Bilmuri opened for Sleep Token, which is this group of masked, mysterious men, and then Bilmuri is kind of like a highlighter personified. What was it like, bringing your eccentricness to a crowd that's used to like darkness and mysteriousness? Was it a bit scary getting up on that stage?
it was scary just because of how many people.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was like, I'd never played anything like that in my life. So, it was funny. By the end, I was used to playing in front of 15,000 people, which is insane because like before that tour, I would have been afraid to play in front of 2,000 people.
Yeah.
So that was good. I think that like the juxtapositions of the bands made it satisfying because I feel like if we were throwing the same pitch as they were, it's just kind of like, well, no, I don't want to watch I don't want to eat the same flavor of ice cream multiple times. Like, get a little like, variation up in there, make it sound, or make it enjoyable for people, some humor, and then the darkness.
Yeah. And you bring that humor as well on stage and in track, so you're very on trend with game culture as well. Like you've got the snippet from Portal 2 and Cranking My Hog, and you talk about Fortnite, Stardew Valley. Have you been in the hotel room playing any games? Is anything tying you down in your downtime?
I bought a Steam Deck and forgot to bring it.
Oh my God.
know. I fucked up. But no, I've been playing a lot of Helldivers 2, which is some nerd shit. And then I want to get Expedition 33.
Everyone's talking about it.
I know. It looks unbelievable. I bought the Steam Deck for that very reason. So when I get home, it's time to just nerd out and play some video games.
On the topic of video games, we have seen Fortnite become a little haven for metal bands.
Has it?
Well, you've got Slipknot in there, Metallica, you've got Beartooth now. When is it Bilmuri's turn to get in Fortnite?
Epic Games. Let's do some shit.
You heard it here first. And I guess lastly, just to finish off, just to see truly if your name is worth the title, what is your favourite Bilmuri movie?
I always say Life Aquatic because that's the original artwork on the first record. So
very nice. Well, it's been Georgia and Johnny for Wall of Sound.
Sick.
Slay.